Back in my day, we would do hand-on-hand combat in back of a little goat locker, and we'd make sure we handled our own. No, that's really not the time I came in the military. I came in 2008. Things were very different, but everyone commenting on this post about this viral video that's gone out has definitely raised some questions as what is happening here. So this video contains a leader that is in some type of ceremony. I'm not too familiar with the Air Force and what this ceremony actually is. There's no context as of that fact, but it can be known there's somebody that is a higher ranking person laying hands on a junior female service member that you're going to see here. Now, let's be honest, anything that you record or you share anywhere on the internet is going to be replicated, such as this video, wherever you send it to, and they have a right to because you put it out there. But it looks like the Airman, NCO, and Senior NCO, biggest Air Force page out there, somehow got hands onto this video, which I don't even know why anyone would send it to them. But let's just play that clip right here.
She didn't want to. I think her forehead just touched.
Yeah, I'm going to actually slow this down to just see the reaction of this because it's kind of scary how much force was laid into this girl. Hey, you, I'm just interrupting the entire video just to say this one thing. 30% of you guys are actually subscribed. If you guys could like the video, subscribe, and come back and watch some other videos, I would appreciate it. I do think a lot of you guys support this channel and maybe don't realize that, but I would say it would mean a lot to me as we are on the road to 100,000 subscribers, trying to meet that mark this year. I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, as you've seen that again, you can even hear in the background, someone says something about her forehead, which I want to say they weren't mentioning anything about the forehead specifically other than it almost looks like her forehead gets lunged forward into the person that's hitting her and down to their fist because of how much energy went into that punch. To be fair, from this entire video, even though you only have a few little seconds to look at it, it does look like she is a willing participant in this ceremonious tradition, as we call this, tacking on a rank or some kind of device or something like that, that's been known in the military for years upon years. Like I said, not the biggest Air Force guy, but it does look like people found out where this was located at in the comments, saying that it was in Minot, North Dakota, and it was a security forces unit where this video was taken and redistributed amongst the internet. Now, I know I do have veterans that are here on this channel that come out and look at this and they're like, this is tradition, this is what it's about, this is what we've done. And then I look at the 2021 and I'm like, no, this is not how it's done, because this is exactly how you get kicked out of the military. This is how you get in trouble. You get letters of reprimand, you get administratively separated. They do not tolerate this in 2021. And this would actually be considered an act of hazing in this version of the military, as I know a lot of you are going to say back in my day, just like I had the intro of this video, but that's really not how we are conducting ourselves, as you're seeing the military sphere become a lot more of a organization that people would relate to a corporate institution. Especially the Air Force, as you know, they don't even get much recognition already as being a true military branch, as the fact that they seem so relaxed, or people feel that they have become probably one of the most type of corporate organization relations that you could see in the military today. Sean Scott says, not saying it's right or wrong, but what is sad is that this page is the reason why there will be an overreaction / punishment messing with someone's career. Chad Davies says, those that are crying tradition or anything of that sort, you are wrong. What he did was pure jackassery. She was in obvious pain for no reason. He completely overdid anything close to traditional tack on. The guy in the background mocking her forehead is nothing more than a playground bully. Simple Air Force Instruction 1 Tack 1. Hunter Jones says, I love the old head comments of, man, that's nothing. Back in my day when I made rank, I was taken out back and got my ass beat with a hammer. Like, okay, buddy. So my thoughts on this are, first off, obviously don't post this stuff. Don't share it. And I would tell everybody in that room, put your phones off silent. I don't need to see a single one out. If you were to ever do this in a public setting like this, where you're seeing people that are going to break the rules, because it's bound to get out. I can tell you from an anecdotal story of myself, I had a buddy that now is out of the military, but was a mineman 3rd class, put on his E4 ranks, and a bunch of the more senior minemen decided to lay a little sucker punch on his crows, on his collar device, and it looks like a junior officer witnessed this behind closed doors or had seen it going on, reported this up the chain of command, and Navy Times covered this as well, and it looks like the guys that did it were administratively separated, even though my friend Brian was a willing participant in this. And that's why I look at this and I'm like, that was like 7-8 years ago. This is now in 2021. Like, it's definitely not going to get any more in their favor that they're maybe trying to bring this tradition back. And I do think this stemmed from the fact that you had little Johnny that was like, I taped my buddy to the chair for 5 minutes. And then it's exaggerated. Well, I taped, for 20 minutes when I first got here. And then it turns into an hour. Then the guy's there all night. Eventually this just exaggerates and exaggerates until it gets out of hand. And that's just really what I think has ruined the fun of this, because it is brought to spotlight on the news and other areas where people have been mistreated. Hell, even it's been known in Hollywood when you look at the movie Jarhead, when Jake Gyllenhaal actually gets the little branding done on him against his own will. Now I look at this and I understand the tradition. I'm tracking with you there. And as much as I want to be like, we're the hard military, I'm also like, if I got my crows from not being punched in my chest, or my surface pin or my FMF pin, tacked on my chest and laid into me, does that change the fact that I earned it, or that that's a part of me, or that I've accomplished that? I don't think so. I really don't. Other than, not suffering scars and dealing with possible medical injuries with this. Also, I do want to tell you there have been a lot of Marines that get kicked in the legs after earning their blood stripe, as they earn the non-commissioned officer blood stripe on the side of their leg, where they get kicked and punched, all that kind of stuff, where actually this has resulted in some people actually getting compartment syndrome. If you guys do not know what that condition is, it is very serious and it needs to be treated. You would have to be hospitalized, and there's a lot of things that go into that, where this could be a simple punch, a simple kick, once or twice, but realistically, there could be long-lasting effects. I will say it does look like an officer. It's kind of blurry. If I'm incorrect and you see it differently, please let me know. But if this is the case, you can be 100% guaranteed a letter of reprimand will be given to this gentleman faster than you would ever believe. If not, it's already up on his desk with some higher ranking authority talking to him, because this has now been blasted across the internet. And this is just another example as to why we can't do this anymore, because if you look at the, I would say, excessive punch that was here, that would have sufficed with maybe half the energy and it would have still tacked it in. This is just a situation that is unfortunately now out of the hands of the service members, and it's now going to be an example made of these people. And I don't know if the female would get in trouble as well, because she was consenting to this. Obviously, it does take two to make this happen. This is where I bring the question to you guys, as I know some of you guys are veterans, current service members, or maybe even coming in that have read about this before. What do you think about this tradition? What do you think about the substance that is there with this? Because maybe I'm just missing the mark, but that is my analysis from hearing this from other people, and I just think that's where I stand right now. But if you guys do like what we do here on this channel and you want to support us, we do have a Patreon link down below where you can help us over here with a few extra perks that you can get here on the channel. And also you can get some perks from our YouTube membership down at the join button below this video, or on the YouTube channel where you can see here and help us out over there. But as always, if you guys do have questions about this or anything else, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.